Hi H.BLOOMers, welcome back to this week's Arrange Your Own. This week we decided to take some of your suggestions into consideration, and with the weather starting to get colder, everybody's not really ready for it to be fall or winter, so we're going to do something a little bit brighter to help add some warmth to your house, even if it's not exactly all that warm. We're going to start with our lemon leaf or salal. Then we've got aster, but we're probably going to be sending you some larger mums that we're getting in right from Asia right now. We've also got stock, beautiful lavender stock, our usual aspidistra leaf, and here we have some solidago and just some beautiful bright yellow sunshine roses. So we're going to start by I'm using a tall, thin vase, just so that everything can sort of be splayed out. Even though we're not going totally towards Thanksgiving and the holidays yet, think the fan of a turkey tail will sort of be the inspiration. A very colorful, actually maybe more peacock. So we're going to just start with our aspidistra, and I'm going to use both aspidistra to line the lip, just so you have beautiful coverage everywhere. And I'm going to begin with the salal leaf. So just cut off the laterals. And the salal is beautiful. It just lasts forever. And even as other flowers begin to wilt as the week goes on, the salal is just always going to be bright and vibrant. So it's a great base. All right, now we have our base. We're going to start adding some of our flowers. I like to start with roses. I find it's always easier to use odd numbers when you're working with different varieties. So start with either 3 or 1 or 5 and just get those settled and then get on to something else. So I'm going to use some stock. And the great thing about using the salal is that as your foundation, you just sort of sandwich each stem in between the green leaves. And they're a great sort of clamp to hold everything up. Now even with this vase, we only have 5 blooms, but already I'm able to easily adjust the height, make sure everything's showing, getting plenty of color. Everything smells wonderful. I'm going to add some solidago now. I want this to sit a little bit lower and just act like a nice skirting. Maybe even a little more. And when you're doing this at home, it's important to pick a time of day when you can really enjoy this and make something that you're going to be happy with all week long. Sometimes I feel like we go through flowers so quickly, but it's just nice to spend some time on it and try different things out. So if you cut something, if you cut a stem and you put it in, and at the end you're not happy with it, take everything out and start all over again. It's sort of like building blocks when you're a kid. All right. There we go. All right, this. plenty of roses. And already this bouquet looks so full.
You should take one of those roses out of your hand and always just 5. There we go.
Now, if you've got a mathematical mentality, which I don't, or you're an engineer, and you want to really break down what the composition of this is, we've got the Solal hanging off, we've got the beautiful Solidago in one layer, we have just a natural row of roses, 2 more roses sticking out, we've got our stalk, and then more Solal leaves backing it up. So already, just naturally, you're creating layers. I'm going to bring a little bit more of this deeper lavender in to the front. And then I'm going to use these, I'm going to use this aster to sort of accentuate and accent everything. Now, as I mentioned, you're probably going to be getting larger mums. And in that case, you can use them as more of a showpiece. So dot the bouquet maybe on equal sides. That's fine. All right, I'm just going to pull up my roses. So I'm going to take them away from the camera for a second and adjust everything. And the great thing about this stalk is that it's adding a lot of height to the arrangement, but I actually don't want the height. I want it to be a little bit lower and make it a little bit more cohesive. So I want to bring up my roses. And an important tip, the oils in your fingers are actually going to brown the leaves, or the petals. So try to get it at the base and pull those up there. And I think that looks great. So you're going to have a beautiful, bright, vibrant arrangement to have around the house and help maybe warm things up before it gets too cold.
No, you're good.
All right, we're going to throw together a quick little bud vase. I've got some discarded pieces of Solal. I'm just going to put those in as a base. And then I have 4, but actually the mums you're going to get are much larger, so you might even just want to use 1 or 2. I'm doing an arrangement of, or grouping of 4. I think I'm actually going to do these a little bit lower. There we go. And that's your simple bud vase for the week.